Hello, Barca family. I am your host, Pedro, and I got all the news you need from FC Barcelona. The new era under Hansi Flick is officially underway, and we're talking about an intense start to the preseason with an eye on the August 16 opener. But that is not all. We have some major announcements from the clubs, plus the goalkeeper situation continued to be a hot topic. We're looking at a fresh, new, intriguing name emerging in the transfer market, and could a Real Madrid player be an unexpected ally? Well, get ready because the transfer market is heating up and the new season is just around the corner. Okay, guys, let's kick things off with some fantastic news. Yesterday morning, Ronnie Bargi officially visited Joan Laporta's office to sign his new contract until 2029. Has a new FC Barcelona player, and the club made this signing officially shortly after. Vice President Rafa Juste and Sporting Director Deco were also at the club offices for this occasion. The 19-year-old Swedish winger will initially have a Barca athletic ficha, but he already passed his medical test yesterday on the first day of the team's preseason. He's set to join the Asia Tour starting on Thursday, July 29, and with the clear objective of convincing the German coach and staying in the first team for this season. Coming from FC Copenhagen, where he had a contract until December 31st, Barca has paid around 2 million euros to secure his services, getting ahead of other European clubs that were tracking him. In the Danish capital, he played 85 official matches, scoring 15 goals and winning 3 league titles and 2 cups. Last March, he reappeared after a serious knee injury that kept him out of playing for 10 months. Let's see how this works out for Barcelona. Borgi was a revelation for the Danish club just at 17 years old, even leaving his mark in the Champions League with a goal against Manchester United in the group stages. He landed in Barcelona this past Friday, fulfilling his childhood dream. Yesterday, he said goodbye to the FC Copenhagen fans in a heartfelt message in social media. So, welcome to the family, my guy. You're always welcome here. Let's see what you are all about. Now let's talk about this another confirmed update, a departure from the club, and like I mentioned in previous videos, is the one of Pablo Torre to Mallorca. The club has announced his signing of the Cantabrian midfielder for the next 4 seasons. The announcement came after resolving some final formalities of his medical test, which the player underwent on Monday. Although the club did not specify any figures, Pablo Torres is leaving Barcelona for 5 million. From this, an amount will go to Racing Santander, and the club that holds his training rights. Crucially, the Blaugrana club will retain 50% of his capital gain from any future sales and the option to repurchase the player. The attacking midfielder landed in this Monday at Palma de Mallorca airport to finalize his incorporations. His first words on the island was the under 21 international showed great satisfaction and excitement for this stage. Interestingly, the first La Liga match day has set up to be Mallorca versus Barcelona. He said he is very happy to come to Mallorca, and it's a project that excites the player, and he's here to play. The player concluded a 3-year stint in Barcelona since his arrival on the summer of 2022 from Racing Santander. As a culé, he participated in 27 matches over 2 seasons and 1 season in Girona on the 2024 season, scoring 5 goals and providing 4 assists, always showing his glimpse of his talent when he had minutes. We wish Pablo Torre the best, and hopefully, in my opinion, I would like to see him back in Barcelona at some point. Okay, let's talk about the goalkeeping situation here, because this is just getting more complicated. Despite of last Friday's meeting between Ter Stegen and Hansi Flick, where the Barcelona coach informed him that he will not be the starting goalkeeper and he will not play, the German shortstopper is sticking to his guns. Barcelona has opened the exit door for him, but the goalkeeper reportedly is upset with the club and refused to leave and intends to fight to earn a spot. However, the player's entourage retains attentive all options. According to Cadena Ser, his agent is currently sounding out the market to find a possible destination and have several alternatives on the table in case Martex Stegen change his mind. The club is playing with the 2026 World Cup in mind, aware that the German keeper needs minutes if he wants to be the starter for the national team, something that he has not achieved so far in a major tournament for his career. Some possible destinations so far. Now, remember that the Blaugrana keeper has rejected approaches from clubs who are interested in his services. One of the team is Monaco, who are looking to strengthen the goalkeeper possibilities to be a competitive in that position. The club received a negative response from the player, but they retain attentive to the situation. Another team that's shown interest in him is the Turkish team Galatasaray after Fernando Muslera's retirement. The Turkish club wanted to sign a goalkeeper to compete in the Champions League, and Ter Stegen is their number one target. However, this option is not very attractive for the player who prioritized playing in a European elite team. Linked to Galatasaray, it's the other team. Well, this team from Milan is Inter Milan, which is the Galatasaray is showing a lot of interest on Inter Milan's on goalkeeper Jan Sommer, who the Italian will be willing to let go due to his age. One of the alternatives for Inter is considering the Barcelona goalkeeper Ter Stegen, who will leave the club, who might leave the club. I don't know what's going to happen here. So, in any case, what is clear is that if he's deciding to remain stubborn and to stay here in Barcelona, his situation next season could be so much more controversial. As it was communicated to him this past Friday, the commitment to Joan Garcia by Flick and the club is clear. Furthermore, the renewal of Chesney is another message to push the German out of the team. To top it off, this Monday, the German did not take part of the training with his teammates on the field for the preseason training sessions. The club reported that the German trained apart from the club, doing exercises in the gym. And according to the other sport, Ter Stegen had some slight discomfort. And this is definitely a situation to watch. I want to talk about the new name that has came up in the winger position, and the name is Brian Zaragoza, who is back on Barcelona's radar. The Blaugrana club has reportedly become interested in the situation of the Spanish international, who is expected to leave Bayern this summer, and because he has not really adapted to the club. This will open the door for his exit. According to the German newspaper Bild, Barca is aware of the movement regarding the player's future. Although they have not made any official move yet, there are offers from Brian Garcia from other players, but Bayer has not accepted them, considering them way too low. Brian Zaragoza is a player very much of Deco's liking, who already pursued him when he was in Granada. Barcelona's sporting director asked the player to wait until the end of the season to decide his future, as Granada is going to be relegated, and his release clause could be even lower. Brian Zaragoza negotiated with RB Leipzig and Bayer and finally moved to the Bavarian club in January, around 13 million plus some taxes. Brian Zaragoza's situation since his arrival was an absolute nightmare. He did not adapt, and then the Bayer coach Thomas Tuchel practically kept him on the sideline for not having decided to sign him. Finally, the player went on a productive loan to Osasuna last season, which even led him to the Spanish national team, where he participated on the Luis de la Fuente squad. For now, Olympiacos, Real Betis, and Celta de Vigo has inquired about Brian Zaragoza, but Bayer demands have made any operations impossible. However, he will leave the German team no matter what, so his price could be lower as the market goes to the end. Bayer wants to recover a good part of this investment through it seems very unlikely that this will happen. So a loan option is definitely on the table. Barca has always valued him highly because of his one ability and the speed on the wing. Deco believes that he's an explosive player who with a dynamic change of pace. He sees more as a depth option to come in the second half and currently wouldn't be a priority, as Barca is still focused on securing the signing of Luis Diaz, with Rashford as an alternative. Brian Zaragoza will prefer to continue in the Spanish league and will obviously prioritize any move to Barcelona. He will be willing to wait, and the Blaugrana club know this. So, we'll see what happen. Now, since we talk about Luis Diaz like we do every video for the past 2 weeks now, Luis Diaz remains a strong favorite ahead of Marcus Rashford. And this is where things get really interesting here. Now, the other name that comes into the play is Real Madrid Rodrigo, who unintentionally could become an ally in our plans. And I explain why. So Liverpool hasn't shown any weakness despite any several statements from Luis Diaz confirming that he's in talks with other clubs and wants to finalize his future away from Anfield. Or any talks about any contract extension who expire in 2027. The 28-year-old versatile Colombian forward wants a significant salary increase and wants to feel more valuable in all levels, both sporting and economically. His current salary is one of the lowest in the squad, and in this context, Liverpool has set his sights in Rodrigo to join. The Reds are interested in the Real Madrid Brazilian. It seems to be very strong. He's reportedly not in Xabi Alonso's plans for the future, only playing 92 minutes in 3 World Cup matches and not appearing in the semifinal against PSG. FC Barcelona is very clear that Dia meets the best requirement to boost our attack, especially on the left wing, and we are working with confidence that we can sign him, in the remaining days of the marketplace. The Catalan club knows that the Colombian, whose priority is Barca ahead of Bayern, is willing to forward the issue with Liverpool. So this comes after 10 days after the unfortunate tragic passing of his teammate Diego Jota in a traffic accident. Crucially, at the top levels of Barcelona, they know that Liverpool's interest in Rodrigo could be very serious. We could lead kind of clear the air a little bit because they need money. They need money because they have spent a lot of money. Therefore, this operation could be key and it could become a reality. Rodrigo is on Real Madrid's exit plan and can, because he can play in all over the attacking part of both flanks. He could be a really good substitute for Luis Diaz, who scored a career high 17 goals at Anfield last season, only 2 less than the Brazilian best season in 2023 of 19. Rodrigo, who is 24, is 4 years younger than the Colombian, which is also since a positive decision for Liverpool. The transfer price for both could be a little similar, between 60 to 80 million. So, as you know, Barcelona, the goal is to reduce this figure as much as possible. In the ideal case scenario is to stay around 60 to 62 millions plus some taxes here and there. They will have paid this for Nico Williams if he have not backed out kind of last minute. What is clear is that Liverpool, like I said, needs money, and Rodrigo is another target that the Premier League champion are looking to improve their squad to aspire for a Champions League. So far, they had invested 125 million euros between the attacking midfielder Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Firpo, both from Bayer Leverkusen. They have also got a left back from Milos Kersnets. In the terms of sale, they have only brought in 63.3 millions. There definitely will be movement here, and this could be a domino effect that could affect most of the highly coveted attacking players. And there you have it, guys, a packed episode of major development, from the exciting official arrival of Rooney Bargi and the official farewell for Pablo Torre, to the escalating drama for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, and the fascinating Rodrigo Luis Diaz domino effect that could play right into our hands. What are you most excited about this Flick's preseason? Do you think Ter Stegen will eventually give in and leave, or will he actually fight for a spot to be the third choice goalkeeper? And could Rodrigo really be a key to bringing Luis Diaz to Camp Nou? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And for all breaking news and latest updates of this thrilling transfer window, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single beat. Until next time, and Visca Barça.